So how does that change for you? Because because consumers obviously change very quickly, right? Consumer appetites and
They do.
demands, they're always changing super fast. I think the genie's already out of the bottle, right? Or the toothpaste is out of the tube, however you want to phrase it. Like no one's going
Yeah.
back to less data. That's not happening. Like people
No.
are going to constantly want high bandwidth applications. It seems to be what we like, right? We like streaming television. We like playing games,
Mm-hmm.
multiplayer games where we're all tapping into the same
Mm-hmm.
world across the whole world. We're
Mm-hmm.
watching online concerts, streaming from one point to all these other endpoints. So
Yeah.
the genie's out. It's never coming back. You're always gonna from here. And then we had a CIO from Fox Sports on talking about how like the
Yeah.
cameras now today are projecting images instead of
Yeah.
4K. It's already gone to like 8K, like and then
Yeah.
10K,
Yeah.
20K. Before you know, it's going to be even more intense. What does that
Yeah.
mean for you guys though? Because you mentioned like you have physical constraints, you have partner constraints, you possibly government constraints, but
Mm-hmm.
consumers obviously don't think like that. They just
Yeah.
they're not concerned about they want everything faster, sooner, and like you said, faster,
Yeah.
cheaper. What is that? So like give us an idea of like the pace of innovation on your team. Is it constantly pushing? Is it like every day you walk in and all your engineers and developers like, hey, we got to go faster? It's like they just did something faster. Like, oh,
Yeah.
how do we go faster?
So everything is going to the edge, right? And there's a lot pushing to the edge, and that performance and that consumption and that experience has to be very, very crisp. So when you think about where our product, so our core product is tier one internet, direct internet access. But what we've been doing is moving up the stack and building so that we are prepared for edge. So a lot of our emerging innovation is really getting better at the edge. It's also around packet innovation. Like, how can you, since you are bound by some of the physical constraints, how do you continue to optimize what we are delivering in our packet quality and throughput and volume, and how do we drive it more to the edge? We're thinking about our edge footprint as we're building a mix of assets and pulling into that. The teams right now, they're working on a lot of and I'll give you an example. We were helping one of our customers, it's a retail customer, and with COVID, they were doing a lot of curbside delivery, and everybody kind of changed it. Well, the point of service that they need to check it out and have the customer and their consumer sign off that they received the packet, and maybe even doing some satisfaction surveys, they would lose connectivity as soon as they went into the parking lot because their mesh
Mm.
Wi-Fi network didn't go into the parking lot for traditional reasons. You didn't want people sitting in the parking lot using your Wi-Fi. And so our teams on the product side, they've really come up with some great innovations and POCs on how do we actually use 5G Wi-Fi offload to create a bigger mesh to cover their real estate, but also drive more deep security in that. And that way, their point of sale or their POS systems could work seamlessly, both for their internal users, but also for the consumers that they serve. And I think those are some interesting technologies and innovations in what we're doing. And our product teams looked at that 5G Wi-Fi offload, and they put that solution together pretty quickly. So it's about using our assets differently, as well as where technology is going to the edge and how we pull those solutions together in bundles that we then can offer a new service or something they may not have even thought about. And you talk about the EV industry, so there's a lot of EV charging stations going up. We're trying to figure out, instead of a physical building or coming into a building of a floor of a building, how do we actually connect other physical assets like EV chargers to create mesh networks? And what will that serve, consumer and or enterprise? So we have some enterprise solutions for retail that are pretty compelling right now in what we're doing. And then our 5G Wi-Fi offload, we actually put in our own buildings as well. So I could get rid of the Wi-Fi coverage blips that you have in your normal access points. There's always some wall, concrete beam, or something that blocks it. The 5G Wi-Fi offload, we have it just in the top of our building and it serves all of our floors. It's pretty amazing. So what they came up with is pretty compelling.
Hey, thanks for watching. Subscribe to this channel for more great IT thought leadership. And thanks to our partners at Salesforce Platform for making this show possible. Go to salesforce.com/newsletter to discover timely insights and useful tips tailored to your role.